You look at all the things that they could have been and what they could have been doing. It skewed my mentality over the people that I love the most, because the people that you love the most haven't been the most supportive. The reason that those people that you love the most are not supportive is because you're doing something completely out of the ordinary, that at the end of the day they completely do not understand why you would even think in that manner, why you would believe that at the end of the day you should work on your own things even though you're not doing anything with it. Circumstantially, within societal norms, that you're not growing, they look at you poorly. At the end of the day, when they look at you poorly, you gotta understand you probably aren't holding true to yourself as much as you possibly could. Holding true to yourself is talking about the things that you understand. Talking about the things that you like to talk about. Even if you are wrong and maybe you have just an opinion about that, that's your freedom of speech. If you are not free in this world, what are you? You have to go out of your way, in my belief, to be who you are, because who you are is hidden. Most people don't even understand what they like to do because people are shoveling this hard work mentality that you have to work thousands and thousands of hours just to be able to accomplish the things that you want to do. And you're never going to know what the thing that you want to do and work thousands and thousands of hours upon without doing little by little. I really dislike this whole entire guru realm, because this guru realm believes that you need to work so hard to where you don't have any time for yourself, although also filling yourself by doing all these things that you don't want to be doing, although it makes you actually more healthy. What fun is that? If you're not doing the things that you enjoy on a day-to-day basis, then you're not living deeply. I had this kid. He walked up to me, right? And I was talking to him. It really bothered me. He's a very intelligent kid. Although, he walks up to me, looks me dead in the face and goes, "A joyful soul is good medicine." Imagine, right? A 3-year-old walking up to you, telling you a joyful soul is good medicine. You sit there and you're like, oh shit, okay. How am I supposed to take this? Right? Like, a 3-year-old just told me, as I'm mad upset, that a joyful soul is good medicine. 3-year-old. Bro, I felt this fucking big. So then you sit there and no lie, I looked at him and go, so what do you think I'm doing wrong? Like, what do you think I could be doing more of? And he looks at me dead in the face, goes, you need to start having more fun. You're not having enough fun. And what you're doing isn't providing you fun. Bro, fucking 3-year-old. He didn't say providing, obviously, but he said, what you're doing isn't fun. Bro, imagine sitting there feeling literally dumbfounded by a kid. all your depression pretty much goes away because you're just sitting there like, wow, how ungrateful could I be? Where I'm not even enjoying my day-to-day life. What do you enjoy? That was one question I had to ask myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. And frankly, to this day, I believe what I want to do will come to me by providing the vulnerability of not knowing. Because, yeah, you could sit there and not know what you want to do, right? But you're sitting there alone doing it. And that thing that you do not understand that you want to be doing may be for the masses. So why are you playing small? This is something I'd be asking myself. And how it turns all the way back to the original person that I started this entire video upon. He changed my entire life, my perspective. He taught me what it was to actually want to work hard, what passion was. I thank him, even though he genuinely doesn't even understand how much I thank him, how much I love the soul and the being in which he provided for me. And then you look at all the people that you want to look up to. I have people right now that I want to look up to, but they just carry business poorly. Billionaires, millionaires, people you would never think would actually act in this manner do. Say you're walking in a store, right? And in that store, you see somebody that you know, you've spoken to before in the past. But they do not recognize you unless you were to recognize them first. That's poor. That mentality is screwed. Not screwed. As well as screwed, but skewed. How can you walk up to somebody that you once knew and not go out of your way to reach out to them? Even if they're good, bad, poor. If you once knew them, why would you not? And I started realizing that all these millionaires and billionaires, the reason that they're not going out of their way and being that for the people is because they don't actually care for the people. It's because one day, along the lines, any singular person that is actually close to this person, and even not close to this person, could take a picture with them. And that picture, at the end of the day, could lead on to the news later on after they did something wrong, that that billionaire or millionaire is supporting them. So you want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, you're always going to be a man of the people. How are you going to sit here and be the man of the people when you don't even know who these people are? And this is how I feel about the millionaires and billionaires that I choose to actually want to be featured on my podcast. How do I know that they're going to be good? I don't believe in not voicing an opinion, because that's your freedom of speech. You should have the right to actually speak upon every single thing that you know nothing about, as well as the things that you know about. That's our constitutional right. And if you don't believe in that, cool, I don't really care. Genuinely. At the end of the day, that's what's that is what my platform is going to be based upon. After facing something that you've actually experienced genuine trauma from, that made you depressed and made you come up after the fact, that's something you can't replace. Until that person skews your mentality of your view of them. And what I mean by that is a lot of times when you get to the point where you are scarce anomaly in this world, people start looking down upon you because they don't want you to do as well as you can. They want to dull your sparkle. The best of men will do this. In the art of war, why would you not go out of your way to manipulate your opponent? I sure would. If it's war, there's no losing. And if there is, you're dead. So when you put it in that perspective, everything changes. What if you died every single day? What if you manipulated your body into feeling as if you died every single day? You'd be prepared for literally anything. People don't think like this, though. Imagine you genuinely manipulated your neurons into feeling as if you died on a day-to-day basis. Don't you feel like you'd be a strong soldier? You'd be able to withstand a little bit more. The trauma that you dealt with, you wouldn't be able to feel it as much. People don't think like this, though. They think about what their problem is, not the actual solution. And within that uncomfortability, they completely let themselves go. Stalk me to this day. Look at everything that I do. They don't like everything that I do because I remind them of that what they could have been. This is my genuine opinion. I remind every single person of what they could have been because I'm sitting here vulnerable at 5:13 a.m. talking about the people that I once looked up to. I had this mentor, and he ended up committing domestic violence. How could I sit here and even want to be anything like him? Bro, I had to take a whole step back from what I even believed. And the only way I was able to find ground was to understand what was and wasn't constant in my life. What is something I can guarantee? What is something I cannot guarantee? And the things that I was always able to guarantee is I could trust in the fact that somebody will do me wrong. As well as I can trust in the fact that others will also do me well. So how can I build a ratio in which I could trust others well rather than trusting others to do me wrong? How could I stop that from happening? By having a constant. See, this is what I mean. People will have these morality, but they won't hold it constant within their life. They'll break their morality because they don't believe that's the constant in which that is holding the fabric of reality within their life from being stripped from them. Man, I used to look up to y'all. Every single thing that you did, you were the coolest. Nobody could fight like you. Nobody could play ball like you. Nobody could get girls like you, bro. And now I'm sitting here like, you let talent overcome your hard work. There's a movie that I grew up on which is called Thunderstruck. With Kevin Durant, some other dude. But Kevin Durant says hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Dude, I used to look up to these people because they were so talented. But then I worked just a little bit harder, just a few more hours than they did, and I was dusting them. It's something I love to do. The thing is when you have many skills, if you compiled them, now you're a 1%er. But people don't think like this. They're like, oh, you're a 1%er because of your income. You're a 1%er because of this. He who haveth, it shall be giveth. That's what every biblical book ever said. And if you are ungrateful for what you have, then how will you receive more? It doesn't make any sense. And I've lost tons of friends from this. Because people think I'm supposed to sit here and sympathize for the things that they have went through, when every single person's emotion is relative. Your feeling is not more than mine because we got the same fucking human DNA, dickhead. So how the fuck is yours gonna be not gonna be at least similar to mine? It's ridiculous. This ideology that people think where other people cannot relate to the things that they have been through. Bro, there's people right now that watch their kid get blown up by a landmine. There's kids right now that cannot get any food that their parent will eat before them. And you want to sit here and complain about your life, but not put any of that in perspective? Yeah, your feeling matters. Yeah, your feeling also is correlated to everyone else's and what they have felt in their life, because everybody experiences trauma. It's not a different level in feeling. It's a different level in experience. People have not experienced the same things, but they feel the same things. So if you understand that, how are you going to take away the experience aspect and be so ungrateful? That's ridiculous. Bro, I had this beef with this reality that people just think they can live any way that they want to without experiencing any type of backlash. That they can lie or manipulate a situation in their favor and expect it not to backfire on them in the future. Be careful what you say. And this is one thing that I genuinely get really bothered with every single person that I talk to, is they are not careful with what they say. But at the end of the day, they call it spelling because you're casting spells. If you're not careful with what you're saying, sorry, this vanilla got my lips, and it hit my lips, salivating them, making them stick together. Listen. At the end of the day, everyone has a story. Don't let it make or break you. You're not too far gone. You've only started. And to waste the rest of your life because of a portion of it was wasted, you're a waste itself. Love.
My cocky like I'm a buzz, tick-tocking like she the bomb. Yeah, shake some. If I throw some more ones, she gon' make some. Shot it ass so fast she might break.